we've been working on building internal rotation. So now that we have more range there, we're gonna work on cultivating all the tissues within that range. So if you go in this way, so the band is going to the outside of your ankle, and then those pieces are just gonna hang down on the outside of your foot, and it'll take tension on it to then keep it there, so that we get this directionality of pulling the foot in, but it's also going to be pulling the shin into rotation. So then we just need enough of a anchor, which is the kettlebell, because I don't want to have to fight the band pulling me linear in terms of my entire hip. Because if I go to tension this and I want to use it for my knee, but now I have to keep my heel from slipping, and I don't want to have to work for that. So I'll put some tension on, doesn't need to be a ton, and then we'll use whatever weight. Kettlebell's nice because it's round, so you can kind of get around the corner of it, but you could use a dumbbell or whatever. And now I don't have to work for that position anymore. I want my knee about at 90 in terms of this angle, and then I'm gonna let the band pull the bottom of my foot that way. I'm gonna let the band turn my shin that direction, and I can kind of play with how much tension I want or need to kind of feel that stuff. From there, if I'm 90 degrees to the band's kind of line, if I want to increase the rotation, I'm going to move my body towards the band, and that moves my femur, which if you come around to this side and look at it from the perspective of the shin, if I move my hips this way, that puts my shin into more internal rotation. And again, we want to allow the band, it really feels like it's cranking your ankle. You want to take the band and move it closer to the ankle. Closer to the toe it is, the more it's going to pull on it. So in this position, we're going to do some ramps. Inhale, push against the band, but don't create movement. So if I push really hard, I can start to create motion. I don't want to push that hard. I just want to push hard enough that I feel all of this stuff turn off. So I'm going to push in tension and then relax. Again, if we say iso ramp, inhale, engage, exhale, relax. And we're just getting a sense of how to connect to the outside of the ankle, outside of the foot, outside of the shin, and feeling what comes up that feels like it would rotate the shin without actually rotating it, just engaging it. So after some ramps, maybe 5 to 10, we're going to go one sustained isometric there. Pushing, holding, not enough to move, just enough to engage. And we're going to hold until like moderate fatigue. We're looking for that to take place probably in a minute or less. So if you can get to a minute, you could say just do a minute. And then we'll relax out of that. We'll reinforce with some cars. We want all the range, but again, we're really paying attention to this. And getting really good at perceiving that shin turning in both directions. And then we go to the smaller band. Same way to get into it. Kind of from the side, so that the length goes to the outside. I have to put tension on it for it to stay on my ankle, or it'll just slip off. You could play with whether you need this as an anchor. The other way you can set this up is to anchor with a lighter band, so you don't have to, it's not as much of a fight. You can use your other foot to some degree to kind of anchor there. Let the band find enough tension that the band pulls you into internal rotation. And then now you're gonna externally rotate against that. And let it take you the whole way every time. So don't cut yourself short repping out where now we're not getting that passive IR. We wanna feel that band pulls us into IR fully, pulls the ankle under, and then we're rotating out against that and getting full pull into that range every time. Some internal rotation in, so now we want to be able to use it. So if you go, now band goes towards the inside, and so we can hook onto it kind of just under ball of foot. We have our little elevation here to get just a good anchor point on that outside. And now I'm working on bringing my foot under and my shin in. So we have to feel it as a shin in activity. You go a slight little hold there, really feeling what it is, pulling the foot under, tipping that shin in. And same idea, taking this to like moderate fatigue. On this side, we don't need to go full range of motion. We can stay a little bit towards that inside because we want all that newness is what we're focused on there. We have our other stuff to work our full range and we're utilizing it in all our activity. So we just want to get better at building strength, awareness, and control through that internal rotation side.